With Battlefield reportedly set in World War I, we thought it would be a good time to take a look at other games that take place in this horrific setting. As it turns out, the greatest and most brutal war of all of them didn't get that much attention when it comes to video games. Here's our top 5 World War I games.
All be over by Christmas and whatnot.
The beginning of 20th century. The war. Soldiers die fighting for the victory in race cities.
Real-time strategy games based on the First World War are few and far between, but the recent Battle of Empires is quite enjoyable. The game contains multiple campaigns that are devoted to the countries that had a leading part in this worldwide conflict. One of the highlights is the option to play the campaign cooperatively. This way, it seems like you are one of the generals on the battlefield yourself. A lot of the games that are based on the First World War are flight games, and Sierra Red Baron is one of the best. The game, based on the legendary German pilot Manfred von Richthofen, is definitely the most well-known. In 1990, this game shook the world with its realistic graphics and great gameplay. They tried to resurrect it back in 2013 on Kickstarter, but unfortunately, the project went down in flames. In the Xbox 360 arcade exclusive Toy Soldiers, you controlled one of 2 armies of miniature toy soldiers on a World War I diorama. It's a great mix of action and strategy that lets you control soldiers, but also fighter planes and tanks. Too bad the sequels didn't expand on this amazing setting.
You came to fight. Not for glory, but to mend your daughter's tears.
Ubisoft had a great tribute to the victims of the First World War with Valiant Hearts: The Great War. The game shows a couple of playable characters from both sides of the war and tells an engaging story that unfortunately ends way too soon.
This is where the conflict had moved underground. Holed up in their trenches, the 2 camps dug tunnels and galleries. The underground war had begun.
The art style is beautiful, and the game is full of extra trivia that creates a full realistic picture of the war. This should be part of a high school education, if you ask us.
And the time has come to part. Your stories will always remain, as will your valiant hearts.
The skies over Europe are a dangerous place, where ace pilots lead their squadrons to glorious victory, or crushing defeat.
A nice little present.
But this will give my position away.
He's sneaky.
Okay, this might get a little noisy.
Verdun is probably the most authentic shooter set in the trenches of the First World War. The game, named after one of the biggest battles of the time, puts up to 32 players against each other in 4 game modes that capture the war beautifully. Especially the historically accurate weapons and equipment, and the detailed and realistic modelling of injury and gore makes this a game that remembers the war in a respectful way.
Hi guys, you may have missed us.
But there's a reason for that. We have moved all of our hosted content from Zooming Games
To BRL TV.
and that's where you can find all our hosted shows as mentioned, like turn-based.
Hot coffee.
And that's also where we're going to do the Big Red Laser live streams and the Tiny Laser live streams.
It's so cute.
We're also gonna add Let's Plays, vlogs, behind the scenes stuff. Bloopers. It's all the stuff where you can find us, Denise, Robert licking PSPs. You know you want to see that.
You do.
Yeah.
You don't.
Go right now.